if you're thinking about growing a fall crop, now is when you got to start planning. So if you're thinking about a hybrid fall rye, fall triticale, we've got some pricing established on hybrid rye. The fall trits and winter wheats, not quite yet.
Not quite, no.
But you can still do a booking or at least get organized. So so we do have some hybrid fall rye seed on hand, ready to go. The fall trits, we're going to have to, we sold a lot this spring for underseeding with other forage crops actually, so they can get a fall graze. So I would say get seed organized, bushels booked or acres booked and talk to. And then we can talk to you about, fertility. Do you want to do a fall residual herbicide? What seeding rate are you thinking to go at? What crop is best to follow? Should you do some tillage? If you go silage a field, should you do some tillage to get good seed soil contact? I think so.
Yes.
You want good seed soil contact, so maybe that requires a little tillage. Are you going to follow a canola? Will you be off in time? What are your other crop options?
Just as a backup,
People are just growing a hybrid rye for feed use. They're going on barley stubble sometimes.
Yes, they are.
Because but that volunteer barley, you don't want that volunteer barley to grow too much this fall, or you want to be able to control it this fall, because otherwise it smothers out that fall rye.
It does. So that also brings in your plant or seeding timing. So if you do follow barley, let the regrowth come up, then you can kill it off before you go put in your hybrid rye, right?
Make sure that you can get that barley growing before your fall rye is actually planted or growing, so you can kill that barley, that volunteer crop if you're going on barley stubble. You could have the odd volunteer, but for feed use, it's not an issue.
No.
Maybe for other uses, it's maybe more of a concern.
For grain.
But barley should not overwinter. Spring, we'd worry about it a little bit. One nice thing is we don't have to worry about wheat streak mosaic virus and things like that when you're doing a rye crop after a spring cereal crop. So we're getting a few phone calls about PGRs in fall crops under irrigation or in wet areas. Some fall crops, they are not registered, so keep that in mind. But we do have people doing PGRs in winter wheats, of course. I think there's a few experimenting in fall rye, but keep in mind that is off-label or not registered, so that just be aware of that. But for me on a fall crop, say a winter wheat, I love manipulator. Typically we're tank mixing it at full rate with our herbicides in crops, so that's probably been done, or that's been done a while ago already. But people are doing a PGR in other areas, maybe just getting going on it. PGRs can delay the crop slightly in some cases, and for tonnage. So in our plots here, what we've done, we've got part of the plots with no PGR and part with a PGR across them. And we're going to compare the tonnage for forage and grain of how, because I think what's happening with PGRs is we're getting a shorter, stockier crop, and you get still tonnage in those stems or straw in those stems if you're baling, and it just keeps it standing. And I don't think it reduces your silage or straw tonnage. I think it just changes how that plant adds on bulk. On the
I
straw,
agree.
on the stem. So we're going to see about that a little bit in our demo plots here this year.
Yes, we will.
For forage and grain across all these experiment demos, basically.
Data will be released this fall.
Yeah, you bet.
Yep.